To practice for back together weekend. You should have seen his face just watching that play right there. That's your first.
I like those big explosive plays. That was a big play by Slayton right there.
It's funny you say big explosive plays because pre-practice somebody said, well, it's going to be 3rd down and 2nd and long. This is probably going to be a defense-dominated practice. We had one-handed catches. Yeah. We had Jameis doing the duck walk. We have you scrambling out. We had Scattaboo on the left side. Offense showed out today.
Yeah, it was a great day. I think that we made a lot of plays today, offensively and defensively too, and it's a collective effort that we're just getting better every day, and we've had a lot of great days. I think Malik Neighbors has been special for us so far. He's making a lot of plays. Slayton, you saw that one-handed catch. He's dominant in a lot of ways, and I think Wandell's had a great training camp as well. But it really starts with offensive line. I think our offensive line's doing a great job against a really good defensive line. I mean, arguably, in my opinion, the world's best at how they rush the passer. So, but we're having fun out here, and all the fans, it means a lot to us.
I know what the Giants think you have brought to this offense, but what do you think you have brought to this offense?
Well, I think the few things that I always want to bring is obviously confidence. The kind of that no fear, no blink mentality. I think that's the first thing. I think the second thing is just obviously the experience of playing a lot of football and being in a lot of moments, and we just want to have a collection of great moments and let them add up from one practice to the next and let that add up to the game. And that's how you give yourself the best chance possible. And I think that just the championship mentality, that it's possible. We got to be really focused every day and bring our best and put on a show every day at practice. Our practices have to be harder than the game, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're working on every day.
We're seeing your coach Brian Daboll there in the shades. He doesn't like to wear the hat. I like to protect the dome every now and then. It's not too sunny today, so it wasn't too bad. But he's got an interesting personality. You've got your personality. You're very upbeat. You're very positive. You're very, very energetic. Has it been a good give and take between you guys on a daily basis?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Daboll is awesome, man. He's so cerebral, but he's also so competitive. And I'm competitive. Anybody knows me. Like, I just want every play to be right. For us to be excellent and to us to bring that edge at practice. I mean, we got to make, like I said, practice harder than the game, and that feeling of what a game championship moment feels like. And I think Coach Daboll does a great job. That all the way from the meeting room and even in OTAs. And what the level of communication, the level of accountability, the level of communication, the level of focus that he wants us to have and wants us to bring. And I think that it marries up really well. And so I love Coach Daves and what he's doing and how he's setting us up for success.
You brought up Malik Neighbors. Obviously, we saw flashes last season of what he can be. You've played with a lot of great wide receivers. What can Malik Neighbors be?
Oh, man, Malik's a freak. His ability to get down the field, his ability to catch a hitch against the Colts and take it to the house, his ability in practice, his practice habits have been excellent. And that's just continuing to grow. It's continuing to we spend a lot of time together, and he's asking a lot of great questions. We all flew out to, guys, when you came out to San Diego, California, and we just got a lot of extra work in the summer too as well. And we spent a lot of one-on-one time, but also a lot of time together as a group. And I think a lot of that was really him asking a lot of questions about how to take care of his body, his mind, everything else. And we get to share that. He wants to be an all-time great, and he's got the ability to do it. And it's my job to help him get there. And it's not just on the field, but it's off the field. It's the mentality, the practice habits, and the work ethic, and he has all that. And so, whatever I can help, with and add to that, but he's a playmaker. When you got guys that you can throw it to, they can catch it. That's how you know he's great.
He gave you some love on a podcast the other day. He was talking about he saw a play where he thought you were going to change it because of what he thought the coverage was. You didn't change it. The play was successful. You saw it the right way. So that's helping him, obviously. Do you remember that play in particular that I'm talking about, and how much is that going to be beneficial?
Yeah, he asked me after, because he threw a touchdown on it, and he was like, how the hell did you know that wasn't man? Because it all looked like man-to-man, and just, I guess that's a lot of football. I know it's 14 years of it, but just feeling what the looks look like and everything else. But I think that, he makes it fun. I mean, he can catch anything you throw to him, and he's super talented.
I want to ask you about Jackson Dart, a rookie. You've been around other rookie quarterbacks. Give us the scouting report on Jackson Dart and where his progression is right now.
Well, he's got a great arm, first of all. He can do a lot of different things. I think that he's a guy who's confident. He's a guy who just wants to constantly learn. He's asking me a lot of questions, and I think we were able to share a lot of those thoughts with him. And then just, for me, it's, we want every guy to get better every day, and that's starting with me to everybody else. And and especially within a quarterback room. So we want to always have a great quarterback room, and to be able to share that knowledge and push each other and have those days where we're challenging each other in every way.
Let's stay in the room, because I mentioned Jameis after he made the one pass. He had that duck walk or whatever you want to call it going on to celebrate. What's your best Jameis story so far? And I know you guys knew each other before you got here. What's the best Jameis story so far in the spring or summer?
Man, there's too many to tell. I think the thing about Jameis is, what makes him great is, one, his ability to throw the football. But I think what makes him great is just his love for his teammates. How he wears his soul on his chest. He's gonna let you know how he feels, and you know what you're gonna get every day. And that's his best version of him. And man, that's what makes a great teammate. And he's all in on it, and he's a great leader.
You've accomplished an awful lot in your career. What is there left for you to prove this season with the New York Giants? What do you want to prove for yourself? Yeah,
I think for me, ultimately, I always want to, for me to be my best every day. And, I think the biggest thing for me is help this football team win, get us to where we believe that we can get to. I see the little man in the background. But I think the biggest thing is get us to where we need to go. And that's the top. And I think, there's only one way to get there. And that's with our heads down and working. And you can't worry about the ends and end results and all that stuff. You got to be so addicted to the process and so addicted to the moment that, everything else, you put your blinders on, you go. And I think that's the part that I've always focused on. I mean, yeah, the end and, holding up trophies, all that, but to get there, which I've done before and held one up, it's all the stuff right now. It's the addiction right now. It's obsession right now. It's the love of the moments right now. And then next thing you know, 17, 21, hopefully 20 games later, you look back and you're like, man, that was worth it all. And so, that's what I'm trying to do for us and for me. And I think that's the love of the game and obsession of it.
Last one for you. I mentioned that scramble that you had. Looked like you pulled away from the DB on that one. So that's still a big part of it.
Still got wheels. They got me confused a little bit.
Are you also, you look a little slimmer maybe now than you've been in previous years?
I feel good. I feel great. I'm ready to play and ready to go do my thing. So time to put on the show.
Attaboy. Well, go do it. Listen, Russ, I know you haven't been around the last couple of years. Judy and I have been.
Yeah.
And I know it's optimism season in the NFL, but there is a tangible difference in energy here. Yeah. And I know that you're a big part of that. So enjoy that.
Means a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
We got to keep going, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good luck the rest of the way. We appreciate you stopping by here on Back Together Weekend.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike.
Terrific job, guys, hearing from Russell Wilson. I got a lot of family in that New York area. I think Mike G hit the nail on the head. A lot of optimism around this team. No one's ever concerned, though, about Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati offense. The #1 pass offense in the NFL. Burrow threw for almost 5,000 yards, 43 touchdowns a season ago. For a little bit more on this squad, Rhett Lewis, Charles Davis standing by for a little bit more. Guys, clearly everyone is fired up and never concerned about this team's offense. But take me through what you guys have been able to witness over the last few hours.
Well, I tell you what, seeing that connection that you guys just showed right there, Burrow to the now second-year wideout Jermaine Burton, I think is a very welcome sight. All the talent in the world, can you put it all together? By all accounts, this has been a much more productive camp for Burton. But I want to start with the main attraction, which is Burrow to Jamar Chase, 9-1, because we saw that a number of times today. I love the creativity that Zach Taylor uses, CD, to get the ball into Jamar